Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Going to do a weekly update. Start off with the dollar. So far, it's trying to push through resistance, our previous lows, hitting the EMA 13 so far this week, closing. Did push past it, but got pushed back a little bit. Looking deeper on a 5-hour, we can see a couple things going on. We got a spinning top, got a hanging man, we got a double top, and we got a long extension. See how it opens, but we are above support on the 5-hour chart. So we'll see what happens if we open up or down. Looks like a bearish encompassing pattern with a double top, with some indicators indicating maybe it's a top, but we'll see. You can always do a an exhaustion move or something, or anything like that. So we'll see what happens with the dollar. As we're looking here, we have potential to break into previous lows all the way up to our natural course, which is the EMA or the SMA 34 in and around 97. S&P still topping out. We got, for a second week in a row, we got a spinning top. We have a whipsaw in effect, but we did bounce off of support. So again, look for previous low breaks. Looks like support's pretty thin, as both lines are pretty much lined up. And we also got support at 50% of this candle. So call it 2,000 for the major support. We're still 50 points away. And 1957 is the final line there before it wants to break down and bearish retrace. So it's still capable. This could be a whipsaw, but then it's bouncing. So next week it quite literally busts through on the top side. And this is a weekly or a monthly chart. So on a weekly, it's kind of hard, as that is a, looks like a bullish stair stepping down, and kind of a reversal there, closing above the EMA 8. So on a weekly, it's above support. So if that's completing its bullish retracement and missing its mark and breaking out upwards next week, that could be potential to break above on our lower highs trend line. So let's see what happens. But same with the Dow. Here's the monthly close. So far, we still got a week and a few days, I think. Same thing. It did close for us on a weekly below our lower highs, and put in a spinning top. So it could mean you see the spinning tops at the tops of patterns. So this could mean still downward motion. But we still have support at 17,220. Might get a bounce, but hopefully the Dow and the S&P will finally fall over. We'll see what happens. Crude almost hit 50, which was the point. Very near 49.20. Hoping it would get to the previous highs, which pretty much hit this high here. So it did what it was supposed to do, coming off the breakout. We'll see if it can consolidate up here, but it still looks bullish. Looking on a shorter term, it's closing above support. So it still looks bullish. Not much to say, but the weekly did do its thing, cross that 34, as we keep stating. Double bottom, little hammer, came across, bullish retrace, came across, broke new highs, and then a flat top break, getting us to where we needed to be. Gold, pretty tricky out there. Looks like it's on a tether right now, and this gold chart doesn't look good for the weekly, as a few things are going on. We got a double top here. We got a double top here, closing below that double top, closing below lower highs, closing below our EMA 8, bouncing off this very sharp upward trend line, which on this last downturn we got a evening star coming down further. I think this is going to come down the front. I don't know. It looks bearish, especially when you look at the week 5-hour chart, as it bounced here, whipsawed, came into resistance one more time, and did not close 50% of this candle, closing on its lower end. It does make a double bottom on the bounce, but that's right on a tether, and that's a pretty sharp incline of a trend line. So the sharper they are, the easier they are to slice through. So I'm thinking that's going to come down. Institutional buyers, I see a lot of this going on, are sitting on the bid, bringing it down as much as they can, and then creating a bounce, and then doing it again. For the month, we are retracing back into our 34 on a month. So it is a healthy bullish retracement. Potential to get down to 1200, which is only $50 away, so not a big deal. Hopefully it's quick and easy, but it did close below our EMA 8, which is not a good sign for the rest of the month. Hopefully it's quick. We got a double bottom potential at 1210, 1211. So we'll see what happens. We got previous high over here as support as well, 1224 to 1210. Anywhere around here, maybe for a bounce. But we got a lot of things going on the top. We got double top here, closing below previous highs, and we got a 3-bar pattern that has just started to begun. These spinning tops was violated right around 1273. So there you go. Institutional buyers are coming in. Even George Soros, dumping all of his equities. Big banks are telling their customers to jump into gold. So I'm thinking they're going to bring this down as much as possible. And our line of support, SMA 34, is in and around 1170. Hopefully the EMA or the SMA 34 will get above or near 1200 as price comes down to meet it. But that's what I see. We can see a bounce, no doubt. anything could happen. But right now it looks bearish for this top pattern. This whole top pattern looks pretty top heavy right now. Silver, let's see, on a weekly close, we got that stair step, 3 stair steps coming in. 1, 2, 3. We're closing below our EMA 8, which is our first line of support. Bounced off to EMA 13. Again, on looking closer on a 5-hour, we had a bearish flag as our bounce, and we got a bearish retracement here. So it doesn't look good for silver either, as the longer term weekly had closed below our EMA 8, which is not a good sign. But we got support at in and around 16, and it's only 50 cents away. That could be done in one day. Maybe next week we can get a down to 16, make a reversal bar on a weekly chart. That's something to hope for. Right now it looks bearish. For the month on silver, that's one hell of a bullish retracement. See where the 16 is, the line of support right here. Its potential to tap the EMA 8 and 13 on a monthly. So we are working with a double top now. See what happens, but that's definitely a bullish retracement. As you can see, the breakout and the retracement. So it looks like this is going to go on for the rest of the month, which would make it all a month for retracing. So on to copper. It hasn't recovered yet, but it is making a small bottom. So see what happens. The range got shorter and shorter as sellers dry up. And quite honestly, it did have a pop this morning where it should have gone, but it backed off pretty rapidly. It did break out. It hit that shoot, where is it? I figured from this break it was supposed to hit a little bit higher, but it did go in the previous lows, but it got pushed back pretty hard, as you can see. We got some reversal bars coming in on the shorter term 60-minute chart, but it needs a lot of help, especially on a monthly chart, as copper has a lot to do. That is a very big retracement there. So see what happens for the rest of the month as this nasty candle is closing in. For the whole month it's been down and it's on its lows. So let's see if we can get a bounce. If we can't do that, then it might be going down. And I guess it would be dependent on the dollar going up or down as well. So we'll see what happens. GDX, it's in that range. Nothing is confirmed yet. Nothing. It's in a range, and they're gonna, as I suspected, they're going to pull this thing back and then bring it forward in the range, and the range just got wider this week. We did close on our above our EMA 8, so we are above support. on a weekly. So that's good. The W pattern did not come into play as it came down, bounced one more time, and you can see on a daily we got a nice hammer right off the support line there. And for a 5-hour, looks pretty volatile. We got a lower high, breaking it down, coming into our support line here, which is a previous high, and closing above our next previous high. So that's good. On 5-hour, we are in a bullish or the bearish territory though, breaking down and bearish retracing. So we'll have to see what happens, but we are working off a higher low and a bullish encompassing for the last hour. So that's GDX. GDXJ looks a lot better, but we are putting in a whipsaw. We're in the same range. We are putting in a triple bottom right off of support, but that with the inside the range, we got two nasty candles. We got the hanging man, and now we got a whipsawed, long-legged spinning top, which is bearish. So is it likely they'll take it down, meeting our SMA 34 on a weekly? I don't know, because it just seems like all of a sudden a bunch of buyers came in, and these are the biggest buyers where they sit on the bid and bring it down as much as possible to gather up all the shares on the way down, shaking out all the longs. So just be careful. Any closes below that triple 34.45, any closes below there, whether your tolerance level is 60 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, or a daily close, just be careful. We're in a range. So anything outside this range, you can trade it. But pretty hard to trade unless you are very astute to always buy at support and sell at resistance. For the daily trades. Nugget, just real quick, Nugget closed on a weekly above its EMA 8. Same thing though, we're in a range, and this week they made that range from 120 to 80, $40 range. So again, if you're very astute, you can trade that range, but any closes down on the downside on this thing, and here we go again, we got a lower high, breakdown, and bearish retracement, and another bearish retracement. The thing is about this is we're closing above the lows, previous lows, here, here, and here. We need to get above next week, above this previous high, maybe get into this gap area where our major resistance is at 100. It's only $10 away, but it broke down. So we are in bearish territory on these things. We had some nice bounces. That bounce at right here into 88 or so was pretty nice. But you never know. I mean, these things are very volatile. Who knows where the buyers are coming from? Maybe it could just whip back into shape, close Monday above 100, and just take out this lower high trend line. You just never know. But it's likely these buyers, these big buyers, don't just buy all at once. They buy and get the best prices, which, you know, they sit on the bid, bring the bid all the way down as much as possible, and then gobble up all the shares they can. So I think that's what's happening. I think we're going to be going through this at least one more week. So just be prepared for next week. Let's see if we can get anything out of this. Nope. Still looks bullish. I mean, this thing's huge. Once we catch the bottom on this, I mean, potential is at a double. So there you go. That's all I got today. Weekly closes are important, more important than the daily closes, obviously. The month is ending next week, or somewhere around next week. So we'll have even more important charts to look at. And thanks for watching. Thanks for all your comments. Just remember, I'm not a professional. I was never professionally trained. So a lot of your questions are awesome, but sometimes I just don't know. So there's so much to trading. I mean, I've read so many books. I had a whole bookshelf of trading books that I've read. There is a lot out there that you can use and use it well to trade. But I like to keep it simple. Everything I learned, I just do it on a simple scale. Always a weekly chart, in and around the 34, keeping above support and resistance lines, watching for candles, for reversals, and I mean, that's it. You can study wave formations, you can do all sorts of stuff, but it just seems too much. You know, keep it simple. And candlesticks and a chart, I mean, that's all you need, really. The candlesticks are very powerful. They give you signals before indications or indicators do. They tell us the whole story. They're marvelous. If you just learn those between 8 and 11 reversal patterns for candlesticks, learn them well. I think that you can do just as good as anyone else out there. So thanks again for sharing. Please comment, and I'll see you soon. See ya.